We're live. Welcome,
Okay.
everyone.
Hi. Hi there. Our lovely webinar this evening is about maintenance and how to get the most out of your auto shift. We've all been doing this for a while now, and it's a common question that people have. So now what? I'm Jamie, by the way, and this is Michelle, and we're going to, have a little chat. So at this point, you're either at your goal and feeling good, or perhaps you're still working on getting to that healthier self. So you're thinking, let's say you're at your goal. You say, so what should I do at this point? I'm feeling good. How do I continue? How do I maintain? And what many of us do, it's different for everyone, but what for many of us do is have 1 or 2 shakes a day. That's a good way to maintain your weight. Oftentimes, for breakfast, you have your shake, and then if you're having a second one after a workout, to refuel your body from that. You want to try to stick to your clean eating protocol and have 2 meals a day and continue on with your snacks too. And at this point, you've probably had some things that you've been avoiding. But at this point, if you want to keep a nice balance of about 80%, 20%, you can maintain at that point. Some things perhaps like a couple glasses of wine or a piece of pizza or a dessert now and then. As long as you keep up with the clean eating, you should be able to maintain, but everybody's different. So just see how you feel. Another thing is that you really, when you're on the program, just in general, you don't want to bog yourself down by weighing yourself every single day. Your weight fluctuates so much within a single day, and within a couple days. You may want to stick to doing it about, maybe once a week or something like that. It's not the super best accurate way to measure what's going on inside your body. So don't get too hung up on it. And at this point, you see how your clothes feel. That would be a good gauge too. And maintenance is really, as I said, it's really up to everyone. It's different. Some things that I've liked to do is mix up my shakes a little bit with some things. I've been doing this program for a long time, for a couple of years, and some things I like to add are the greens to my shake to give it some variety, and I also like to add a little chai tea, the adaptogenic Isagenix, the chai tea, which is super yummy, and it's got some of the herbs in it that are similar to the Ionics. But it's got a nice, spicy chai tea flavor to it. The soups that they have are actually really wonderful for like a post-workout that's later in the day, and it would be kind of like around lunchtime. So I like those as well. But with the shakes, I just want to add that you really don't want to add boiling water to them. I mean, not the shakes, excuse me, the soups, because, it still has some of the enzymes in it, and that disrupts the enzymes, the water's too hot. So, and some people also still continue with cleansing. I mean, some people feel their best when they cleanse a couple times a month. Others do it once a month, and yet, for some people it's really, maybe once a quarter, or, depending on how well they're eating cleanly as things go on. It's sort of like when you think of maintenance. It's like, when you're going to the gym, let's say for 30 days, and you've gotten these amazing results. If you stop going to the gym, your body starts to regress a little bit to how it was before you go back. So, I in particular really like to I figured out what works for me, a protocol, a couple of shakes, a couple of this, a couple of that I really like that helps me feeling good and where I'm at. Another method of cleansing that some people take in maintenance is they do a nightly cleanse. It's more like cleaning the countertops instead of scrubbing the toilet. You know what I mean? It's like every night having a couple ounces of Cleanse for Life at bedtime, right before you go to sleep, and that, just kind of keeps you those cleansing pathways supported. and help you with a little bit more gentle that way. You really don't want to do that 7 days a week, though, so probably 5 days a week would be fine. And, yeah, that's pretty much how I've done most of my maintaining and things that I like to enjoy. And so, Michelle, how would you like to enlighten us on some, ways that you would consider moving on in your second month if you still had more weight to lose?
Definitely. When I started almost 2.5 years ago, it did take me, I had quite a bit of weight to release. I wanted to lose for my height. I wanted to release over 20 pounds. So my first month, my first 30 days, I was down about 14 pounds. And I did a little bit of a different protocol. I did something called the race to maintenance, and I'll discuss it in a little bit. So at my first month, I wasn't at my goal, so I needed to release more weight. So what I did, and I incorporated a little bit of what Jamie said. So I needed to lose more weight, release, because I did not want to find it. So I wanted to release more weight. I had about another 10 or so pounds to go, but what I did is I continued to do back-to-back cleanses. So I did, I think my first 30 days, I probably did maybe 3 sets of 2-day deep cleanses. And then I took a few weeks off of that where I did my shake days. And then I started something called the race to maintenance. So race to maintenance, which is a pack, I did more deep cleansing. So I did 5 shake days, 2 deep cleanse days, 5 shake days, 2 deep cleanse days. And by the end of that month, I was able to release another 5 pounds. And I did that 3 times during that month. And then the next month I did the same, and I was able to hit my target weight. I also turned 40 in between during that time as well. So I want to discuss, your second 30 days when you are still trying to release weight. So you've been very compliant the first 30 days, pretty much 100% on target, 95%. So the second month, if you're still trying to release weight, you're going to follow a similar protocol. But you know what? Maybe 10% of the time, maybe have something that maybe you've been dying for, like, I've been dying for a glass of wine. You don't have that wine. So out of a week, 90% of the time, have clean ISA eating. And the 10% of the time, you know what, do have that little indulgence. And you'll notice that you're able to put the brakes on much quicker than you were. And you're not going to slash all 4 tires. It's just you kind of have one and done and move on, and don't beat yourself up over it. In the past, for diets, like a traditional diet, I would have, spiraled out of control. With this program, it's real easy not to. Your body will let you know, especially after hitting it hard the first 30 days. So what I recommend for, let me just make some different packs that you might want to consider for your auto shift if you are trying to release weight. One would be that race to maintenance. So when you go in your back office, you're going to, if you've done that, if you haven't, please contact your coach or mentor and have them help you through that. When you go to your manage auto shift, you're going to go to weight loss, and then there's a pack called race to maintenance, and it's 3 boxes of shakes or 3 containers of shakes, and you also get enough cleanse to do 3 sets of deep, is that 3 or 4? Hold up. 4 weeks of 2-day deep cleanses. So that's a great option. It comes with your snack. You'll get some more accelerator. And if you are trying to release more weight, you'll want to stay on the natural accelerator because that just gives you your metabolism the extra boost that it needs during weight loss. So that's one option. You may want to just order another 30-day and whatever else you want. If you still have ISA Delights, just get a basic bare bones 30-day, which will give you 4 canisters of shake. It'll give you enough deep cleanse to do 2 days one week and 2 days the following week. That's another great kit. If you've maybe ordered just within the month, gotten some snacky items, some sticky things, maybe you just want to order a shake and cleanse pack, which has 2 canisters of shake or boxes of shake, and also enough for 2 sets of deep cleanses. And you have the option of adding on to that at a discount. When you order in a pack, and we'll go through this a little bit more, you do get the benefit of a discount. Another thing that you may want to add during this, when you're still trying to release weight or even from maintenance, is your Ageless Essentials with Product B. If you did not get it for your first 30 days. This is definitely a good time to add that. Now that your body is nice and clean of toxins, you're able to absorb a lot more of those great nutrients in that. So that is what I also want to go through is part of the weight loss phase. It's something that you may want to consider is if you started with Isoline, you may want to consider going to Isoline Pro just to up your protein a little bit. Sometimes that makes a difference as well. So I'm going to go through before Jamie goes on a little bit more about workouts, because many of you have asked the difference. You've heard people talk about Isoline Pro, and IsoPro. So the difference is, and this many of you started with the Isoline in your first 30 days. Maybe you weren't as active or athletic as you are now 3 weeks in. So many of you started with the Isoline for twice a day. Isoline is a full meal replacement, and it has 24 grams of our clean grass-fed whey protein, New Zealand protein. Isoline Pro is a little bit different. It's a meal replacement, but it contains 36 grams of protein, and it's a higher protein to carb ratio. So you may want to bump it up, especially if you're doing, depending on the type of your workout, if you're doing a higher intensity workout that involves weight training. Definitely for muscle synthesis, it's a great plan. We're going to put a link up. It is at isagenixhealth.net, and it talks about the difference between the three. And then also there is something called IsoPro, which is not a meal replacement. It is just straight, clean, beautiful Isagenix protein, and that has 18 grams per scoop. No carbohydrates, just straight protein, and that is a great option. Some people have it right after they work out, if they work out at maybe an odd time or midday after they've had their breakfast shake, which Jamie will talk about. And some people will have it actually as kind of like a nighttime snack. I think we forgot to talk about that, but that's kind of a nice thing. If you have issues with sleeping, that just having some protein with maybe a little bit of the greens or the mix in the chai tea is a great way of protein at night, is keeping your body satisfied, but also that protein really helps your body get ready for rest. So that is basically for your next 30 days, you want to maybe follow some of those guidelines. Check with your mentor and, a one-on-one if you have any questions with that and what would be best for you. If you're having difficulty figuring it out. But if you are increasing the protein, you're really trying to create lean muscle and make your body a more efficient fat burner, which is ideal. So that is your next 30 days if you are trying to release a little bit more weight. And then, Jamie, I know you wanted to talk a little bit how you use IsoPro.
Right.
And then you'll go into maybe a little bit more of maybe a workout protocol, since a lot of you are starting to work out more because they're getting lean and mean.
Right. Yeah, I just wanted to add that Michael Buss and I, my husband, we do enjoy our workouts. We have purchased the IsoPro, And when we also sometimes mix the IsoPro with the Isoline, and essentially that gives you the Isoline Pro. There's the ratio of how to do that is on the canister of the IsoPro. But we've also purchased the packets of the Isoline Pro if we need to take it, if we'd like to take it with us to the gym. It's already the Isoline and the IsoPro are already together in there, so that makes it more convenient. But how we use the IsoPro is oftentimes we like to work out on this one day. We like this class. It's from 4:30 to 6 o'clock at night. So we usually come home and then we mix a shake with the IsoPro and a little bit of carbs we add to that, which would be either in the form of greens or some fruit like berries or the Isagenix fruits. And I usually eat that while I'm cooking dinner. And then about an hour later, then we have like a light, sensible meal also. That's how we like to use it. But so if you're curious about, so I am working out now, what's the best way to fuel my workout? The best thing is you have your Ionics like you normally would in the morning. This is for if you're planning on working out basically first thing in the morning. You want to have your Ionics and then an Isodelight and an E-Shot, if you have those. They really help fuel your workout. They give you a really nice energy while you're working out and help sustain you throughout. And then during your workout, a good way to keep yourself hydrated and fueled is to have the Want More Energy either by itself or to mix it with greens. And if you hadn't already had the Ionics, you can mix the Want More Energy with the Ionics so while you're working out as well. And then for your recovery, you want to have a recovery shake about 10 to 20 minutes right after your workout. That's the window of opportunity for your body to develop the muscle from having the good protein. So usually then you can have your Isoline shake if you haven't had a shake yet that day. Or at that point you can also have the Isoline Pro shake. You want to, if you're adding in that little bit of extra protein, or if you are looking to have just the IsoPro, going for the straight protein with a little bit of the carbs, it's adding the fruits or the isogreens. It's flexible, I guess, depending on what you're trying to get out of it. I usually don't have a shake before I work out in the morning. Everybody's different, but I work out better on a basically empty stomach. I feel like the Ionics and the Isodelight to help keep me fueled. It's not really great to be jumping around up and down with having, a full belly. That doesn't work for me. So, if I'm planning to work out later in the morning, like around 11, then I wake up, I have my Ionics, I have my shake as usual, and then, it's been about an hour or so since I've had my shake when I'm planning to work out. So then I still do try to have my Isodelight, and, I love my E-Shot. That works for me too. So that's how I do it there. So as Michelle had mentioned, that there are some really great resources on isagenixhouse.net in regards to the protein and, muscle recovery and how to get the best out of it. One article we found in particular it's entitled Muscle Up with the Protein Window. And it talks about that window and, to achieve your goals, which shake would be best. If you're looking for more of a bodybuilding or just strengthening, weight training, you might just be interested in the IsoPro with a little bit of carbs. If you're doing more cardio and you want to feel, have a more, you're interested in having lean muscle as well, they're all good for that. But perhaps the Isoline Pro is more of what you're looking for. So let's put that address, that link on there. I think I've got it. I can just stick it right in there. Hold on. And I'll put it in the message area. Okay, you can see that up on the left side. that is a good article on that. And we've really, and of course, if you have any questions or anything, follow up with your in the lounge or with the person who helped you enroll, or anybody that that you feel comfortable to have the answer for you here, and ask them. So what would specifically fit into your lifestyle and for your goals that you're trying to achieve. So at this point, I think Michelle, you had a little bit more you wanted to add as well.
I do, and then just to spell things out really simply, with the Want More Energy and the Isagenix, which is it's the powder greens. It's actually not very sweet, but it's mildly sweet, and I think with pineapple perhaps. It's good for the hydration, but put it in a big shaker bottle. What I like to do is put it in a big shaker bottle, one of those big Isagenix blender bottles, and I shake it up, and I sip it throughout my workout, and I add the IsaPro after if it's kind of like a midday workout. So there's some great resources, as Jamie said, on the isagenixhealth.net. On there, you will also find articles about anything. If you have a question, there's a little search bar. And if you have a question, if you're pregnant or nursing, you just put pregnant and nursing in there, search. And then articles will come up. Something about can people with diabetes cleanse? You type it in there, 3 articles will come up. What's also nice is they have podcasts. So if you're really curious about different protocols, different products, if you go to isagenixhealth.net, and that's one address, you will be able to find a huge resource of product information and science information. Say you're going to your doctor, and your doctor wants to know what you're doing because you look phenomenal, and you're glowing, and your blood test looks phenomenal. They want to know what you're doing. There's a good resource for you to be able to send your doctor to as well. It's a great source of information, and our company is very, very transparent. So anything, everything's findable. So that is a little bit about working out, and Jamie had some really, really good information for us. Now, once we figured out whether either we're maintaining our healthy lifestyle and our weight, if we have to release more weight until we hit our goals, or the athlete in us wants to come out. So now what do we do? So pretty soon your auto ship is coming up, and the nice thing about the auto ship is it allows Isagenix to kind of plan for what to produce. And therefore, they pass us a discount on doing that, and so which is really nice. I believe we get I think it's like a 10% discount or 5% discount just for being on the auto ship and having 100 points a month. And also by keeping that 100 BV, you're kind of collecting your own points. And when you decide to share, if you decide to share, Isagenix keeps that. So it's all kind of tied into that. It's kind of a thank you for being a real good customer. So what Isagenix is kind of your auto ship. You're kind of just shopping in an online grocery store to get healthy. So I don't know any other stores that do that. I know Costco gives me a little bit of a rebate, but if I turn my friend onto it, I get butt pissed. So I like this. Anyway, so I talked a little bit about the packs. Also, what I wanted to tell you is some of the discounts when you are setting up your auto ship that are kind of just a bonus. When you do add a pack to your auto ship, you do save additional. You do your add-on items when you order a pack, you have additional savings as well. But when you are adding your Ageless Essentials with Product B, when you put other things in your basket, you're going to notice a lot of red, which means 10% discount. So when you're adding your Ageless Essentials with Product B, which you should go through every month, you get, 10% off your bars, 10% off your shake, 10% off your skincare, 10% off your anything for the family. If you're buying vitamins for your kids, Isagenix has a great chewable vitamin. If you want to, especially with all the stomach flu and all the icky stuff going around, they have Isommune, which is a little spray that you can get for your kids. The Want More Energy kind of is a good replacement for Gatorade. So, in this huge online store, by putting the Ageless Essentials in your cart in purchasing and adding this to your auto ship, you get 10% off all of that. And plus, you're collecting your own money. So you're collecting your own rebate. Also, if you're not sure how to log into your back office, whoever enrolled you should have sent you a login and password, and there's a nice little button that says Manage Auto Ship. And you want to set it to maybe to 29 days for ultimate rewards. You can change that up until the day before it goes out. So it's very, very easy to change and manage if you are computer savvy. If not, you can always call in. There's an 800 number. Some items that are a great resource for healthy snacking, healthy drinking, even skincare. So what I like, some of my favorite things to order, put in my auto ship basket, are the fiber snacks. It's a healthy, it really tastes like a Snickers. It's so good. And I give it to my kids. I have them. It's really for increasing the fiber because Americans do not get enough fiber. We do probably as ISA, but you may need a little bit more. But they're great little 150 calorie, although we don't count calories, but they're just a small snack that are yum. And they come in a couple different flavors. Waisins. If you're trying to avoid the drive-through, the Waisins are great for the kids. They're crunchy and snacky, and they have 10 grams of our great whey protein. What else am I forgetting? My favorites. I love the greens. I order the greens every month. We stock up at Isagenix. Don't forget the Isagenix next month, or you're going to start going gray with the stress. I'm trying to think what
there's always the sleep spray too.
I sleep like a baby, but yes, I heard phenomenal things about the sleep spray. And what's really nice about Isagenix, say you hate something, which you really shouldn't, but say you just hate it, you just call up the customer service number and they'll swap it out for you. You can always obviously check your mentor, and your mentor will probably just snap it up from you and just whatever. But the customer service is so phenomenal that you shouldn't be afraid to try new things. I use the skincare. If you look real closely at my skin, it's flawless. The whole premise is that you're taking all the really yucky things out of your body. Why put the chemicals back on your skin? So these products are phenomenal, and I wouldn't use anything else. So basically, look around the site, and if you have any questions about people's favorite things are, whether what soup you like, how to make the soup, post in the Cleanse Lounge, and we've got 10 responses for every question, so which is really, really nice. So those are some favorite things that I like to put in my auto ship. Again, just a little trick, I like to schedule mine 29 days instead of 30. That way I reap the benefits. I collect my last month's points and this month's points, and so I benefit that way. Although we tend to order more because we cannot consume it all. And again, we use everything, especially during this cold and flu season. Instead of going to Walgreens to buy something, check to see if you can get it from Isagenix because it's definitely no compromise, which is real nice. So, Jamie, would you like to wrap it up?
Well, it's just a quick recap, really. I think we covered a lot of it at this point. So basically, you're either still trying to reach your goals, and you might want to, at that point, you might want to consider doing another 30-day package or a race to maintenance. You're either at, or perhaps you're at your goal at this point, and you're looking more to maintain. So you might consider the things that you really enjoyed in your first 30 days, of keeping those in, checking out some of the other snacks and products that you've loved, and to keep up your healthy lifestyle, and with a little more indulgence here and there. And if you have added doing workouts because you're feeling better and have more energy now, you might want to consider adding the IsoPro or the Isoline Pro to your next orders to help for recovery for those workouts. You know, in the end, everybody's different. These are some guidelines for you. If you have any questions about your specific schedule or needs, feel free to ask in the lounge or, you know, connect with your sponsor or person who enrolled you. And we'd be happy to help get your questions answered and figure out what's best for you at this time.
Does anyone have any questions while we have a few minutes? You can unmute your line by pressing *6, and we'll be happy to answer while we're on. With your experts for the day.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Okay, so we will meet you in the lounge and have a phenomenal week.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.